I want us to take a look at that of the break statement in JavaScript today. So we've worked on that of the while loop in JavaScript, and then we've worked on also that of the do while loop. So let's take a look at that of the break statement. So I want to make that as number 4 right here. And let's just basically call that break. And if you don't know what this is just a type of a statement that it kind of terminates the execution of a loop, or even something like switch statement. We use that to terminate the stuff, and it can switch to the next thing right there. All right, so this is what it is. So we can basically try to give an example down here. So what I want to do is I basically would like to modify the code we have in here. Let me just take this away, and I wouldn't need this line right here. So we can leave the result right here because we like to print that out on our browser. So what I want to do right here is going to be really very simple. So I do have a variable called a result right here, and since this is just most of the time used with that of the loop, so we can use a for loop to test for these. To do that, I'm going to just do for, and I want to make my condition right here right now. So I want to create a variable, and I'm just basically going to call that I, and I'm going to just basically set that to a 1 right there. All right, we can just basically go ahead and terminate this. Then we can just basically give this a condition. So if I is less than or equal to, and I'm going to just set that to 5 right here. So let's terminate that, and we can basically increment that I right here. All right, and what I basically want to do with this is to see a way that I can basically loop through the values right here. I want to be able to print out from that of number 1 right here to that of 5 right here, which I'm quite sure you are already really familiar with that. Of course, if you want to take a look at the result right here, we can just do a console log right here. So if I do console.log, and we can just basically log the I right here. So if I do I, and we can terminate this, save the changes. And if we take a look at our browser right here, so let me open my browser up, and I want to refresh. Then if I right click and go to inspect, and I want to go to the console, you see that we do have 1, 2, 3 to 5 right there. All right, but what I want to do is not just to do this right here. So let me just primarily comment this out. What I want to practice is this break. All right, so if I want to break the execution of that particular code right here, I'm going to just do if. I'll use if statement right here, and within here I can just basically take this I right here, then check if the value of the I is exactly equal to 3. So I'm going to do that right here. It's going to be y, and I want to just do exactly equal to 3. What do I basically want to do? I want to break the loop right here. So let's break it right here, and we can terminate this right here. So that means if it prints 1, 2, it's going to basically jump this number 3 right here. All right, so let's save the changes in here, and it's going to drop number 3, 4, and 5. So I want to save the changes, and if we go to the browser and refresh, and what is just basically happening here, okay, I've taken away the console.log. What I want to do now is, since we have the result right here, I want to make use of this variable called result. Let's put that out here, and I want to just basically set that to be equal to, let's do assignment, additional assignment operator right here. I'm going to just basically set that to I, save the changes, and I should be able to like see this result in the browser. So if we check right here and we refresh, and what I want to do is I would like to, let's close this, and you see that we were able to print 1 and 2, but then it jumped from that of the 3 downwards. All right, that's just basically what that particular break is going to do for us right there. So if you want it to start from that of number 4, you can change this to number 4, and then if you're refreshing here, so if you're refreshing here, you see that we do have 1, 2, 3, and then it jumps from that of the, it kind of exceeds it immediately after it encounters that of the 3 right here. All right, and if you are not really happy with the way that that is just printing that out, we can, let's say I'm going to just add a concatenation right here, and I want to just break that into separate lines. So I'm going to do BR in here, save the changes, and it's going to print that vertically down there. So let's refresh in here. You see that we have number 1, we have 2, and we have 3 right here. So that's just basically how that it kind of works. Really cool, right? Now, I know, I'm quite sure that a good number of you may not just be happy with this kind of thing. Of course, we are still in the basics, but we can from time to time maybe do something that makes a little bit kind of sense right here. So to do that, I want to comment these few lines out right here. And what I want to do is just do an example that it kind of looks like that of a reward usage. So to do that right here, I'm going to just create a variable, and let's say let's day name. I'm gonna just call this day name, and we basically want to initially define that at the top right there. And we can use switch statement. Remember that when I was giving the definition, I made mention of a switch, and we're going to see how we can use that right here. All right, and we've actually done switch statement before now, and we probably saw that. So I'm going to do something that is similar to what we have done earlier. So what I want to do right here, I'm going to just do new object right here. I mean a date object. It's going to be date, and I'm going to just throw this in, and I'm going to just do dot get day just to be able to get today's date. So this is going to be get day, and I'm going to just leave it like this. So within here, we can work on our switch statement right here. So I'm going to first treat that of the case 1 right here, or case 0. Throw in our what is it, our colons right here. And I'm going to just do, I want to make use of this variable that I call right here. So this is going to be this way. This is day name. And what I want to set for that first one is actually going to be Sunday. So let's say this is just basically going to be Sunday. All right, we got that right there. And if that particular day, if you check it's not actually a Sunday, it can break out by we introducing a break right here. So we can just basically do break, and we're going to terminate that line. And this is just basically what we can do to the rest of the things right here. So this is the first case. So if we do something like case 1 right here, and what we can do with this case 1 right here is still going to be very simple. It's just that we need to like print out the Monday. All right, and if you want to do that, we can copy this and paste that down here, and I'm going to just call this Monday like that, and we can break that. All right, so what I want to do right now is let me copy and paste this a couple more times. All right, so this last one, not really the last one, but let's do Friday right here. This is going to be Friday, and the last one right here, I'm going to just do the 6th right here, and this is going to be that of the Saturday. So we do Saturday right here. Let's type that correctly. This is going to be Saturday, and that's just what that is going to be for us. However, I think we're going to need this particular variable right here. So we wouldn't actually need just result the way that it is down there. So we can just basically go ahead and then set this right here. So I'm going to just exchange this with this. And if we want to like maybe have, let's say I want to say today is, we can just do that. Someone just put that in quotes right here. And we want to just basically, that's going to be a concatenation, or we can use template literal right here. In fact, I think that's just basically what I'm going to do right here. So I'm going to just do, this is going to be backticks right here. All right. And we can just, within this place right here, we can just do today is, and we can just do our quotations right here. So this is going to be this way, and we can have our $sign right here. All right, and this should be able to like tell us what today is. So if we save the changes right here, and I want to refresh my browser, so if we're refreshing here, and I see that today is Wednesday right here. So if you launch this program tomorrow, and tomorrow is Thursday, it's going to tell you that today, that particular day is actually Thursday. So that's just basically what I want to let you guys do right here. So you can take a look at that. And I kind of got this inspiration from that of W3 School. So you can check that up and see how that they did that. All right. So that's what it is right here with that of the break. So you've seen how we can work with break. Now, the next thing we can do is to look for a way to work with that of the continue. So I want to copy this or cut this from here, and I would like to have that inside of that particular comment section. I just immediately underneath this right here. Sorry about that. So I'm just I thought I copied that to the, I kind of cut that to the clipboard. Let me just have that within this particular place right here. All right, so the next one I want to take a look at is just basically going to be that of the continue. So if I do number 5 right here, and we can just do continue statement right here. So this is continue statement. All right, so to work with this, we can use the formal example that we did. So that's just basically right here. So I want to copy this, which is just basically under that of the break statements. And then when we get down here, let me just basically paste that right here. And I can look for my way to modify this a little bit right here. Of course, you know that if we take this away right here, you're going to notice that it prints from 1 to that of the 5. All right, but that's just basically fine, because we want to use this break for us to like stop the execution at this particular point where it gets to 5, and that means it's going to print from 4 rather. So it's going to print from 1 to that of the 4 and then it stops, which you've already seen. Now, if we want to use that of the continue statement, we can decide that once it gets to number 4, or maybe we're going to use 3, whichever one we want to use right here. You see that it's just basically going to skip this particular number, which is number 3, and it will print from number 1 to number 2, and then it skips this number 3. But then it's going to start printing from number 5 down, from number 4 down to number 5 right there. And that's just basically the major difference between that of the break and that of the continue. So with continue, once you get to the point where you told this the breaking point, with that of the break is going to basically stop right there. But with that of the continue, it's going to mark that particular point and then jump to the next 10 and continue the execution. So how do we do that? It's really very simple. We can just simply change this from that of the break right here to continue. So if I do continue and save the changes, and we want to make sure that we use this particular variable down here. So if I copy this and put that right in here, save the changes, and we can refresh our browser and see that we do have 1, 2, and we do not have 3 right here. It's a kind of a go to 3, and I would like to take away this right here. I think we're not going to basically need this right here anymore. So we want to take this away. So let's go back to the browser. And this is just basically how I want to see it. So it printed number 1, number 2, but there is no 3 right here. It jumped it and then started printing from number 4 down to number 5 right here. And that's just the stuff right there. Had it been, it was just something like continue right here. Break right here. What it does is just basically going to stop after printing number 2. All right. But with that of the continue, it means once you encounter this value, I want you to drop that particular value and then continue the execution on the other level. And that's why the definition says skip the current loop iteration and then move to the next one. All right, that's why it is just like that. And I believe with this example right here, it's clear enough for you guys to kind of understand. And that's just what it is, guys. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.